Dax, To Be a Man. This is a mega remix though, featuring Atlas Fix, Brother Rick, The Medray, The Great White, and more. So this song is extremely, like, this song is like really good. All right, I listened to the original. I absolutely loved the original. This is the remix version of it. If y'all want me to do the original for this channel, let me know, because I enjoyed this song and I think it speaks a lot on how, like, what it feels like to be a man. And to know that they did it like a mega remix, like, I love songs like when they do remixes to make the songs longer, because it just like gets in your feels and you're like listening to it, and like, I love that they did this. So I hope you're all ready for this. If you enjoy, remember to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all the love and support. Remember, if you want to also subscribe to my gaming channel, you know, Trivex-Silver Gaming, you know, go over there, check it out, like, subscribe, check out my videos, my live streams. I appreciate all the love and support on that one. All right, that was what this channel used to be, and then we made it all reactions. We also got Patreon early access to all the stuff that we do prior to putting it on the channel. All right, and then we got merch. Check it out, links in the description. We appreciate all the love and support. All right, let's do this.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
All right, so right there in the first 28 seconds is to be a man. It's not about how you feel. It's about what you can provide inside your home. So it's basically saying your feelings mean absolutely nothing in this world. And, you know, growing up, that's basically what you're told. Like, hey, sorry, it doesn't matter what you're feeling like, buddy. And it's like, you either do this or you don't. You know, that's it. So I like, this song was like very emotional, like when I heard the original, and I was like, man, it just hit me to a whole different level. So when someone said, hey, they made a remix, I was like, oh, we gotta check it out for the channel instantly.
Too much pressure on my shoulders, it gets tough to be the person bringing in the bread and be the lover that you need for self-care. Yeah, I had to let go. I'd be lying if I told you that it never takes a toll on my mind. I need someone to save me, but I have to be the one who's saving you. When you're exhausted, I'm the shoulder where you mend. Gotta stay strong, what can I do when I can't hide myself?
So it's basically saying right there in that thing, is like, hey, no matter what I'm going through, no matter how depressed I am, no matter how sad I am, no matter what's going on in my life, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to be the shoulder that you can lean on, no matter what's going on, because I can't let you feel the way I do. And that's 100%. That's 100% like a man. Like, it really is. Like, I don't know how many times I felt like I'm completely down and out, depressed, sad, upset, everything that's been through like my entire life. A very sad story if I had to write my entire life in a book. And I'm just like, my whole thing is like, this is why people are like, man, why are you always so happy? You're so energetic, you're so smiling. It's like, because I'm never going to let you see how sad I actually have been, and I'm going to make sure that you never experience that. So that's, and I'm going to keep giving that, because, you know, smiles make other people smile. Making yourself extremely positive make other people extremely positive. So that's what you need to do, and that's how I've always seen it. So that part right there is 100% correct. Absolutely love it.
Gotta stay strong,
and he's a great singer.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. I know a lot of men don't feel the same, but I don't feel ashamed letting the water fall when my heart's ablaze. Daddy taught me that was how to put a fire out. So when I'm hurting, I don't mind to cry my eyes out. I only have a few life like. So I try to remember 2 words when I don't know what to do. Don't forget Jesus wept and brother, so can you. I can't hide myself.
His whole voice is just, it's amazing. I don't know what it was. The moment he started singing, I was like getting cold chills. And he's like, you know, a lot of people, unfortunately, they never really had a man figure in their life. Why? Not because like their parent, like their dads or anything left. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, hey, like 90% of all the men just left. But a lot of them, they're always gone for work. So you never really got to see your dad. Like me, I have a dad and I have a stepdad, and my stepdad's amazing, obviously. And but he was always gone for work. So, but when he was there, you know, we play game, you know, not play games, but we pass ball and stuff, and you know, but he was not always like there because he had to work, unfortunately. So like you like try to watch movies and stuff, trying to figure out like, hey, you know, how am I supposed to act as being a man? Me, I got into Star Wars, you know, so Qui-Gon Jinn was a big role model. Gandalf was a big role model. So when you're watching movies, you're like, you know, that maybe that's how you should be, you know? And then you got the people that are just like, they disappear, unfortunately, or they were like horrible role models. And they're, you know, and most men back in the day, they'll still say like, hey, don't show your feelings, don't cry, wipe it off, move, get up, move on, you know? And it's just, it's true. Like the whole saying that he was saying right there, he's like, you know, I don't mind crying my eyes out. It's like, to me, I was always told like, hey, don't cry, period. Don't cry. There's no reason for you to cry. If you're a girl if you cry. And, you know, just if you see me cry, it's because something majorly happened. Right? Like something broke, you know what I mean? And to hear this, like, you know, it's okay to cry your eyes out. And that's true. If you feel upset, you should definitely show your emotions. And if somebody doesn't like it, like if they sit there and make fun of you for it, they don't have any control of their emotions. That means that they're a bad person. You just need to cut them out of your life, period.
Jesus wept and brother, so can you. I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. They say it's all in my head, and I guess that makes sense, 'cause everything I feel I keep in, 'cause it's different for men. We talk about our feelings, we're called oversensitive. We're asked to strike a balance, it doesn't exist. So we bottle everything up in our minds. We grow cold, dark and numb as we slowly die. You ever wonder why it's mostly men who commit suicide? We figure why now we're already there. I can't hide myself.
His whole part right there is like, hey, you know, even if I try to talk about it, you're all going to say I'm oversensitive, which is something I just mentioned. It's like, that's how I was, you know, just talking about like how I was growing up. It was like, hey, you should, you know, wipe it off. What he was saying is completely true. It's like, if you try to talk about your feelings, I don't know how many girls before, obviously, Destiny, I was sitting there talking and like, hey, you know, this is how I'm feeling. And you're like, hey, you're just being oversensitive. You need to overlook that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Little did I know they're cheating and all this other BS. But if you try to show your feelings as a guy, you get made fun of. It's sad. It shouldn't happen like that. You get called a little bitch and all this other stuff, and that shouldn't be a thing. If you actually have like an issue and, you know, you bringing it up, you know, we're going to help you, you know, guys themselves, and we're going to make, you know, we'll joke about it for a second, but we're going to help you with it, and then we're going to joke about it later, because guys have always been like that. But talking to you know, females, you know, this is how I'm feeling. You're either oversensitive, you're overbearing, you just don't understand how we're feeling then. And it's just like, they just reflect it back onto themselves. And it's just like, so guys don't want to talk about it. So you battle up, like he said, up in your head. And then you're like, you know, am I right for thinking this? Am I wrong for thinking this? Should I do this? If I do I do this? And then you're battling so much on yourself, because then you start like turning on yourself, and then you start like you said, it's mostly men, unfortunately, that commit suicide. And like, hopefully one day that'll change. I really, really do hope that. It's a very sad thing to see.
I I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
You picked me up when I was broken. You pieced together words that were not spoken. You found a way to see me as I was, even when the world doesn't show you the same love. You're expecting to do everything on your own, providing and hide all the feelings that you hold. But your heart is deserving of showing. I see you for who you are. I hope that you know it.
I can't hide myself.
Another beautiful add-on to this. I'm tearing up a little bit, but it's okay. It's extremely beautiful how what she's saying. It's, yes, we sit there and we'll take care of other people before we take care of ourselves. It's just the way that we think, like, hey, you know, I'm feeling like this, like I said earlier, I'm not going to let you feel like this. I'm going to get you on your feet. And the realization, though, coming with this is like, hey, even if you're down and you're broken, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to spend every resource I can personally to make sure that I get you back up on your feet and you're okay, and that, you know, you're back into a loving situation. And then the realization of like, hey, you know, I know you're probably going to leave and you'll probably forget about me, or I'll be like, hey, I remember this one guy. And that's just how guys are, you know. And she said it beautifully. She really did. It made me, again, that artist gave me a little bit of cold chills. It made me tear up a little bit because it's completely, it's true.
See you for who you are. I hope that you know it.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
I know we all got decisions to make, but it seems that my decisions cause division. I hate this pride. I break inside, but I cannot cry, cause all I wanna do is provide. I was made for this, I'm a father of 7. My oldest is 20, my youngest 11, and they all gotta eat, so I bury my feelings and stay on my feet. Like they told me, gotta be grown, they told me, you're on your own, they told me, but we're not alone, they showed me.
I can't.
Okay. I mean, like, his voice. But like T-Pain, what? He's right. He's like, hey, no matter what's going hard, what's going wrong in the world, I'm going to sit there because all I want to do is provide. I want to make sure that my kids are taken care of, and that's 100% right. When me and Destiny have kids, I want to be there. I want to make sure that I can provide for them, because if I can't provide for them, I'm going to feel even worse than everything else that I'm going through, kind of thing. And that his voice, everything he said right there, it was beautiful. That's all I'm going to say on that part, because yeah.
Hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road.
Speaking of this, if you've ever felt like this as a man, or maybe as a woman, but as a man, have you ever felt anything we've said so far in the video? Like, have you ever felt like that? Why did you feel like that? You know, are you going through something right now? I really hope you're not. I really hope that you are living your best life and you never went through a hardship in your entire life. I hope everybody listens to you when you have an issue. Like, and if you, I believe, like, down in the comments, guys, when this video gets released, obviously this is a live stream, but when the video gets released, if you're having an issue, I want this, like, the comment section to be like a safe haven. Like, hey, if you want to talk and, you know, you're having an issue, you know, do it, you know, and let people in the comments respond and give you some feedback and, like, help you out. You know, we should have, like, a little safe space. All right.
And they don't care about me signs I need. I'm not the man for the job, all the things I can't be. Put all my feelings aside, I think that I'll be better off when I'm not alive. Fought through depression for years and I try to hide it. Almost put pressure and pulled it, but I decided to give it all that I can. But this what it's like to be a man. I can't hide myself.
It's true. A lot of people, they're going through a lot of stuff and they go to the religious aspect of it. They're like, you know, I can't do this on my own. And then they turn to a religion, you know, sometimes it's Christianity, sometimes it's something else, whatever, you know, helps them feel whole. And unfortunately, if you can't find somebody or a religion, then it's like he said, it's like sometimes you feel like it's just better if you're not alive. Like, and people will sit there and think about it, like, all right, if I wasn't alive, what would happen? And for example, if I wasn't alive right now, what would happen? Let's see. Destiny, for example, she would get the house, the cars, any money that I had saved up would be going to her. Some of the money would also go to my niece to make sure my niece is also taken care of. I have no children. I would make sure my animals are taken care of. Like, everything would be planned out. You know, that's what you start doing. That's just as an example. Like, you've already thought about it. This is what's going to happen. And then there's going to be something there that should stop you and be like, no, because if I do this, then my niece will miss me. And we'll try to figure out, why did I give up right then and there? You know what I mean? And why did that happen? Did something cause that to happen? Why didn't I see the signs that he wasn't happy? And, you know, and like I said earlier, it's like you should always be smiling. You should always be trying to reflect everything back at people and trying to make sure that they're happy. Even if they're mad, they're angry, they're disappointed. Like, there's some people, I'll sit there, if I'm at a restaurant or if I'm going through something and I'm like at a cash register, I was like, hey, you know, smile. It's like, you know, life ain't this dark. You need to just smile a little bit. It's like, trust me, whatever you're going through, it's going to get better. It might have been a bad morning. It might have been, you know, you might have stepped on dog crap on the way into work. Like, you just need to be smiling, making a little bit, you know, make somebody laugh. You know what I mean? And that's how it should work. Come on now, you're married. You should get one on your flesh and blood. Just feel it. Buddy, so here's the thing when it comes to having children, man. Everything has to be working correctly at all times. And some people are lucky enough where they try once and boom, they have a kid. They try for 6 months, boom, they have a kid. They try for, you know, a year, they have a kid. I'm not saying that we haven't been trying. All right. But unfortunately, it seems like whoever's up in the sky, up in the world, has deemed it not ready for me to have a kid yet. So when people are like, hey, you need to have a kid, it's just like, hey, buddy, trust me, I've already tried. I mean, trust me, we've been trying. So it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about it, because when it is time, it'll happen.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
As a man, if you show your emotions, they take it for weakness, ain't nothing new. Teaching my son to be mentally stronger, prepare for the battle, he ain't even two. Being a father is lit, but I gotta admit that sometimes I don't know what to do. Provide and protect was the name of the game I was playing for you, and you know that it's true. Unconditional love and reality, but you can't take a look from my view. A lot of my days were blue, but that dog in me, so I fought and you didn't have a clue. When I had it, we had it together, but now we divided, your colors are true. I shouldn't have to ask for no help if you knew I was struggling, I would've did it for you.
I can't hide myself.
So he's completely, like, he's 100% right. We're going to sit there and we're going to try to teach our kids of, like, what's going on. That way they don't have to see the ugly in the world from people that have to gone through all this. Like, for example, I have no kids, but I raised my niece. I've raised a couple children that aren't mine because, you know, their parents weren't really around. So I'm sitting there and I'm doing things out of, you know, the kindness of my heart to make sure things don't happen to them. And anytime I'm there and I see children and, like, they're upset or, you know, they don't have anybody to talk to, you know, even if the kids ain't mine, I'm sitting there, while we're at like events and stuff, I'll be like, hey, you know, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. You know, and I'll sit there and explain to them, and I'm trying to comfort them. I'm like, all right, hey, this is what we're going to do. And I'll try to make it fun and try to talk to them and get them into, you know, get them into what we're doing. And, you know, you know, that way they'll forget about, you know, why they were upset, and then we'll move on to something better. And that's what we just keep doing. All right. And that's what I feel like all guys and well, everybody should do. And there's sometimes I see parents that just sit there and ignore their kids completely. And I'm like, oh, why are you doing that? There's only little for so long. You know, if they want to play race cars, let them, you know, play race cars with them. And they want to play doctor with them. If they start being mean to somebody, explain to them why they can't be mean to the kid, and explain, you know, just go into it and treat them like you would any person. Like, if you don't baby them too much, you should just treat them as like how you would want to be treated. Like, hey, it's not nice to punch, this is why. And you explain it to them. It's like, hey, so don't do that again. Did you learn something? And they say yeah, and then it never happens again. Why? You know, and people are like, well, that don't work. Actually, it does work, trust me. Every kid's different, right? But yet they all have brain power to understand that, because I sit there and I've done it to my niece, I've done it to my nephews, I've done it to kids that aren't even mine, I've done it to little cousins, and the way I've done it, it works every time. So there is a way to do it, and they never get into a fight again. Do they defend themselves when they're obviously older? Yeah. Does it happen that often? No. Why? Because they always try to talk their way through it, because it's, why are you feeling that way? Why are you mad, kind of thing. And I don't know. And it's just very nice that he sits there and explains, is like, I'm not going to let you see all this stuff that I have to go through, because I want people, even if I wasn't around, I want you to do that for me. You know what I mean?
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
I'm sorry, I never knew all the things that you go through. I never meant to put your pain aside. Didn't mean to make you need to hide. Those demons in your head, they'll tell you you're less than, but I'm here to tell you that you're more than perfect. And don't let the voices make you think you're worthless, 'cause you're worth it. You've got this.
I can't hide myself.
She did another beautiful part that just, like, I don't know, just made me instantly tear up, because it made me start thinking. She's singing the part of like a woman that's like, hey, you know, I didn't know all the stuff that you go through. I didn't mean to push your feelings aside, because a lot of guys will sit there and try to explain something, and the moment you disregard their feelings, they shut it down. They don't let it happen again. They're like, no, you know what, you're right, I'm not going to bring it up again. And some girls will be like, yo, hey, you know, I did this before and it was an issue, I've done it again to get your reaction, and you act like you don't even care. And it looks like she's singing the part of like, hey, I've noticed that, I'm sorry, I don't want you to think that your opinion doesn't matter, I'm sorry that you're, I'm sorry I disregarded your emotions, and you know, the demons that you're fighting in your head, because obviously if somebody does that, they've obviously been through this before multiple times, and they just instantly shut down. So I love the fact that she's singing about that in this song. It's like, hey, you know, you're not worthless, you know, all the demons that are fighting your head, you're more than perfect, you know. And I don't know, to me that it's a beautiful part of the song. It made me tear up, so obviously it has to be great. Yeah. Tell me what you all think. Did I hit the, nail on the head? I appreciate it. Kids don't fully understand what we teach them at a young age, so when they get older, they will know and learn. You can teach little kids anything, because they have the brain power to understand, because they're learning extremely quickly as someone that's very tiny. And when the older they get, their learning slows down. They teach you that in school. They're like, hey, the younger you are, the faster you learn stuff. But obviously you need to learn how to speak English, you need to learn to write English, so they're learning a lot of stuff right there, because it's extremely complicated to learn the English language. And by the time they get to a certain age, their learning ability has slowed. So to teach them morals and respect and why they shouldn't do things are something extremely simple that a kid actually picks up on extremely quickly.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
There's just a lot I wanna say. To be a man requires you to hide the pain. You find yourself inside a hole you can't get out, even though you wanna shout. The pain is just unbearable. Oh no, I just wanna cry, be given a hug, and be told everything will be okay. But I'm not in the Diwamuna. It's what she gonna take. I have a family that depends on me. Oh,
I can't hide my
He has a beautiful voice, and I like how he says, I have a family that depends on me, you know, no matter what's going on, you know, my family depends on me. And that's true. He has a very beautiful, I was like just struck by his voice. It was very phenomenal.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
Look, as a man, they expect you to be strong and someone to lean on no matter what you're dealing with. I just lost a couple friends to drugs, and when I woke up in the morning, man, I really wasn't feeling it. But I gotta try to bottle the pain, but when they took my son away, I had to try to find a will to live. Put in 5 whole years at the job, then I got laid off, and the news had me feeling sick. I've been drowning in the deep end. Anybody wanna give me a reason? I don't even try to bother with a social life, cause I would rather be alone on the weekends, chilling with my demons. And I try to suppress the depression and need of a blessing, cause I'm really about to lose it all. Just remember that I try to be a man when you lose me, y'all, and I'm gone.
I can't hide my
Wow, his part was it's extremely intense. It's basically, man, just listen to that first part. Listen to this.
They expect you to be strong and someone to lean on no matter what you're dealing with.
So, like he just said, he's expecting you someone that you have to be strong, someone that they can lean on no matter what you're dealing with. So it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You got laid off, your friends just died, your parents just died, anything. It doesn't matter to them. It's like you should be someone that's strong, reliable, you know, and that's how the world sees you.
When I just lost a couple friends to drugs, and when I woke up in the morning, man, I really wasn't feeling it. But I gotta try to bottle the pain, but when they took my son away, I had to try to find a will to live. Put in 5 whole years at the job, then I got laid off, and the news had me feeling sick.
So even after he worked 5 years, he's like, oh, you're gone. And then you're just like, all right, well, now I gotta go figure out something else.
I've been drowning in the deep end. Anybody wanna give me a reason? I don't even try to bother with a social life, cause I would rather be alone on the weekends, chilling with my demons. And I try to suppress the depression and need of a blessing, cause I'm really about to lose it all. Just remember that I try to be a man when you lose me, y'all, and I'm gone.
I can't hide.
So even when he's gone, here, right? It's like, just remember I gave you all the red flags of like basically everything that was going wrong, but nobody cared. And that's true. A lot of guys do give you a lot of red flags. Like, hey, you know, I'm feeling like this. This is going like this. You know, I lost my job. My kid was just taken away. Nobody's there. My friends are dying, you know? Hell, I sit there and I remember working, and I got a call and said, hey, blah, blah, blah. He died. And I was like, you know, it took me off guard, and I was like, all right, you know, when's the funeral? And they're like, it's today. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, and I sit there and told my boss, I was like, hey, you know, I gotta go. I got a funeral I gotta go to. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? And I was like, man, this man that was always there for me when I was a kid, passed away. They said they've been trying to reach me, and they've got a hold of me today and said it was going to happen here in a couple hours, the funeral. So I need to go. And they were like, well, if you leave, you're getting pointed. It was like, not immediate family. And I was like, okay. And I was like, you know what? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care about this job anyway. And I was like, I'm done. And I was like, you can send me my check in the mail. I'm leaving. And because to me, I'm just like, I'm not going to sit there and let somebody that doesn't understand my life, that doesn't put me as a priority when I work for someone, to, you know, talk to me like that. It's like, I'd rather go spend with time with people, you know, that do care about me, or, you know, show my respect to someone that did care about me. And it's just like, it's completely correct in the song. It, like, everything I've listened to so far, man, we're 9 minutes and 43 seconds into this song, and we're almost done. And I love every single part that they sang. It's something different each time, but it all comes out to the same thing. Is that it's not what you can do, it's what you provide. And that's why he keeps singing the same verse.
Myself, I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
Absolutely love this song. I love the remix more. I mean, it's 10 minutes long, but I'm gonna add it to my playlist. Like, I don't care what it is. I love this song, and I love songs that are like long, that actually have a good meaning. It's not just like a beat to it, you know, 3 minutes of random beat. This is absolutely beautiful. It definitely explains what it's like to be a man, how it feels like. And I hope some women listen to this song and they're like, holy shit, is this true? And they ask their man, like, if they haven't listened to it, be like, hey, can you listen to this and tell me what you think? And if they say, yeah, that's, you know, that's what it feels like. And I hope, like, they understand. They're like, shit, I'm sorry. And they take that into consideration, and then they stop, you know, treating certain men that way, and, you know, help men with their mental health. And yeah, tell me what you all think. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Explain why. If you're going through something, just know that, you know, I don't know anybody else out there, but I love you. I care about you. I really do. And I hope everything goes great for you in the world. All right. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. Remember, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to chat with me more often, you can definitely go check out my gaming channel, Trivex-Silver Gaming. But yeah, let's jump in and do the next thing.